After the success and the breakthrough of Wankster and him getting signed, actually Paul Rosenberg hired me at Shady Records. And he was like, look, we just signed 50. We got Obie Trice. We got D12. We got an 8 Mile soundtrack coming. How would you like a job? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. In my head, it's like I'm a basketball player playing in the Lakers at the time. Like, oh shit, I just got on the bench. I'm getting off the bench. I'm getting ready to get on the floor with these guys. And because I knew what was coming. I knew the hurricane, what Fifth was about to do. Obie was making noise in Detroit. D12 was already doing their thing. They were going into their second album. M was doing the movie, just finished the movie and did the 8 Mile soundtrack. So for me, it was just me capitalizing off that moment. And for 2 years, I was at Shady Records working under Paul Rosenberg. And then Fifth ended up getting the G Unit deal. 50 ended up getting his deal at G Unit, at Interscope with G Unit in 2004 going to 2005. And I ended up going from Shady Records to G Unit Records. And that's from G Unit. I was there from 2005 to 2014. After the 2 years of being at Shady Records and Fifth, pretty much, I want to say between the end of 2002 to 2004, we was on tour probably for about 300 dates in 1 year. Like it was some of them dates was 2 or 3 shows at one night, between mixtape, between arenas, between everywhere we could hit up, and pretty much. Fifth would just be out there doing shows on top of shows on top of shows. So that whole year, between 2003, 2004, we was just touring. He's getting ready to come with a G Unit album. He found a home for G Unit Records through Interscope, and he basically made me an offer to come to G Unit Records. But that would mean at the time I would be leaving Shady, but I was already in the process of leaving Shady Records because not saying what the other company's name was, they had made me a big offer to go over to that company. And I had told Fifth, I said, hey man, so I'm glad you got this G Unit deal because I'm getting ready to leave Shady Records anyway. And he was like, where you going? I was like, nah, I got this offer in this building, this and that. He's like, how much money? I said, oh, it's a pretty penny, you know what I mean? And, he's like, that offer is because of me. And I said, I know, you helped me out a lot, with the success of, what's been going on the past year and a half. Of course, a lot of it is due to you. He's like, nah, you don't understand. Like, when you walk into a station, they see you coming with a hit record. He's throwing the gaslight on me. I was like, yeah, so what's up? Where you going with this? He's like, how about if you come over to G Unit Records? And I'll give you this. And I said, damn, I didn't know, you was ready to put a team together like that. He was like, yeah, like, I can't just let you leave, bro. Like, it was good you was working with Paul or Shady, but, I think over here we just continue it and make it bigger and do what we got to do. And I was like, all right, cool. So I said, well, there's nothing to think about. Let's just do it. And he's like, yo, do me a favor. Give me the phone number of the guy that interviewed you from the other company, the executives. I was like, oh, man, nah, come on, bro. He was like, nah, just respectfully, you know what I mean? So I said, all right. He's like, stay on the phone. So we get on the phone, all 3 of us. He asks for the executive. The executive gets on. He goes, hey, Fifth, what's going on? He's like, hey, man, I'm hearing you're trying to hire Nelson over there. He was like, yeah, Nelson, is a good candidate for what we're trying to do over here. He was like, well, I'm here to let you know that he's going to be working on the G Unit. So he's not going nowhere. He was like, all right, Fifth, no problem. And I was just like, yo, this guy, when he hung up the phone, I was like, come on, Fifth. He's like, nah, I'm just making sure you're not going over there. Like, you coming to G Unit. And I was like, yeah, nah, we good. I gave you my word already. So we're good. So what I found amazing working with Fifth was his work ethic. I always felt like a lot of artists before him that I worked with didn't have a work ethic. They were always late to stuff. They was always canceling. They wasn't prioritizing the work. And I think with Fifth, his work ethic was second to none. I've never seen like militant work ethic in the music business the way he works. Like this guy, hey man, we got a promo. He's like, well, what's on schedule for today? Oh, well, we got to go to 2 radio stations in the morning. And then back then you had to go to Best Buy to sign CDs, and you had to go to Target. I said, we got Best Buy at 1 o'clock, Target at 3 o'clock. Then we got to come to radio at 5 and 6, and then to the hotel. And then we got a show that night. And every day he was doing it like it was no problem, no issue. And he was telling the rest of the crew, if you're not in the lobby, by the time I'm downstairs, I'm leaving you. So make sure everybody's on point. And his work ethic was I've never seen that kind of work ethic before him. I seen a lot of artists do their thing, but I thought that it was just like it was. And he'll go to the radio station, sign every autograph, take every picture, talk to DJs on the side, create his own relationships with mixers and program directors, and he just knew how to work the room. And I thought that was very, very important for me. I just thought it was dope. Like I was like, wow, this guy really, really puts in the work. You know what I'm saying? One thing about 50, he was on 20 hours a day, and probably more, because the only time I ever used to see him sleep is if he fall asleep in the car while we're going somewhere, gets right back up. But even when we do promo, he'll be like, if we got to be at a radio station at 7, he's like, yo, pick me up at 6 in the gym. I'll be in the gym, and then I'll change at the gym, this and that, and we'll go to radio, and then from there I'll go back to the office. Then we go to the next radio station, just make sure I have, it's all in a timely manner. And I was like, yeah, no problem. But he was just work wise, it was honestly, it was like working with somebody in the military that just knew how to do music, because it was not just working out, but it was also getting to these places and making sure he executes what he came there for. So I mean, I got a bunch of memorable times with Fifth, but one time I'll give you a couple of them, but one of them I came to the office one time, and I remember it was the office. There was like 4 of us sitting in the big office. So one of the guys is on YouTube, the other one is on World Star Hip Hop. I think I was on Facebook, and the other person was just like Media Takeout. At the time, Media Takeout was big. So Fifth walks in and goes, hey, man, I want to create a platform called thisis50.com. So in my head, first thing I think is, oh, you want to create a website for yourself? He goes, nah, I want to create a platform called thisis50.com. So I'm like, okay, so what are we going to put on this platform? We have to put content every day. And he goes, I want thisis50.com to be the cool place. So he's like, you see how you got Media Take out there? You got World Star Hip Hop, you got this. I want all this coming into one space. And I said, okay, so I think all the other employees came from the back. He always had media cats in the back and stuff like that, or videographers. He was like, come on, everybody come in here. He's like, I need you to create a website for me, but we're gonna turn it into thisis50.com. It's gonna be a platform for everything hip hop or everything pop culture for us to report, and everything me to go there. I want all my energy to go through there, because at the time he knew he was the biggest energy in the business. So he's like, when I put out a new record, I want it to go through thisis50.com, and then everybody else could take it from there. So he's like, imagine every piece of platform you guys watch every day to go get your news or good content or whatever it is. I want it all to be one here in this one space. And I thought that was genius. Like, I was just like, he's leaving the office, we all just like, it just keeps, we could do interviews with rappers. This could be a place where people could come. We could break new artists. We could do, have DJs put their mixes here. We could do mixtapes through here. We could sell merch. It just became like one dope hip hop space that I thought, and he created that himself, between him and the guys in the office, and our job was just to contribute and bring in content, and I just thought that was a great moment. Like, I thought it was super memorable, Thisis50.com was definitely groundbreaking. What's up, man? It's Money Nels, and I am a culture builder. Shh.